Take a deep breath and let the weight of the world settle into the surface beneath you. As you exhale, imagine the walls of your room dissolving, replaced by the vast, quiet expanse of the velvet night. Before we drift further into the silent wonders of the cosmos, take a moment to join our journey through the stars by subscribing to this channel. By becoming part of our community, you ensure that this space for rest and cosmic discovery remains here for you whenever the night feels long. Let your awareness soften now, as we leave the familiar behind and begin our slow ascent into the infinite glow. The air around you feels cool and still, like the atmosphere of a distant, untouched world. Close your eyes and visualize a sea of deep indigo stretching out in every direction, punctuated only by the soft, steady pulse of light from a billion different suns. There is no rush here, no noise, and no gravity to hold you down. You are floating, cradled by the gentle pull of the universe, drifting toward the very beginning of everything. Far in the distance, a soft violet haze begins to emerge from the darkness. This is a stellar nursery, a place where the silence is so profound it feels like a physical presence. Within these clouds of ancient stardust, the story of light begins. It is a story that has been told for billions of years, a cycle of creation that moves with a grace and patience that the human mind can barely fathom. As we move closer to these glowing clouds, notice how the colors shift from deep blue to a warm, soft gold. This is the birthplace of stars, where gravity gently pulls the scattered elements of the void together into a shimmering core. There is a rhythmic stability to this process, a slow and deliberate dance that creates the very foundations of the galaxy. You are a witness to the quietest kind of power, a transformation that happens in the absolute stillness of the cosmic night. Allow yourself to become part of this stillness, letting each word carry you further away from the noise of the day and deeper into the comforting embrace of the stars. Chapter 1. The Cradle of the Cosmos. Take a long, slow breath, feeling the cool air fill your lungs before releasing it back into the quiet of your room. As you settle deeper into your pillows, imagine the world around you fading into a soft, monochromatic mist, leaving only the peaceful, infinite reach of the deep blue cosmos. You are no longer bound by the weight of the day. You are weightless, drifting through a sea of indigo and violet, where time has no meaning, and the only sound is the low, rhythmic hum of the universe. In this vast expanse, we find ourselves approaching a massive, ethereal structure, a molecular cloud known as a nebula. These are the celestial nurseries of our galaxy, spanning hundreds of light years across the void. From a distance, the nebula appears as a motionless curtain of soft gold and deep emerald. But as we drift closer at a slow, dreamy pace, we see the delicate textures of gas and dust swirling in a dance that has lasted for eons. There is no turbulence here, only a gentle, glacial movement, like the slow-motion ripples on the surface of a dark, still lake. Within these clouds, the silence is absolute. It is a protective, nurturing silence that shields the secrets of creation from the rest of the galaxy. This dust is not like the dust we know on Earth. It is composed of tiny particles of carbon and silicates, the very embers of stars that lived and died long before our world was even a thought. These particles hang in the vacuum, waiting for the softest touch of gravity to begin their journey toward light. As you float through this shimmering mist, you might feel a sense of profound peace. Every atom in your body was once part of a cloud just like this one. You are not a stranger to this place. You are returning to your origin, moving through the same celestial material that eventually became the air you breathe and the ground beneath your feet. The nebula is a place of infinite potential, a quiet workshop where the universe builds its future in total tranquility. Deep inside the thickest parts of the cloud, gravity begins its work with a touch as light as a feather. It pulls the cold gas together, molecule by molecule, creating small, dense pockets called cores. These cores are the seeds of everything to come. They do not rush. They grow over hundreds of thousands of years, drawing in the surrounding mist with a steady, patient magnetism. There is a beautiful stability in this process, a reminder that the most significant changes in the universe often begin in the most quiet and subtle ways. As you drift deeper into the heart of this nursery, the light of the darkness begins to feel like a living thing. The cold, dark gas is not empty. It is a reservoir of possibility. The pressure here is not a crushing force, but a gentle, steady enclosure, wrapping around the pockets of gas like a soft blanket. You are moving through a landscape of indigo shadows, where the only movement is the slow, rhythmic swirl of the interstellar medium. The light of distant stars is filtered through these thick clouds, reaching you as a faint, pearlescent glow that softens the edges of the void. It is a world of soft transitions and muted tones, a place designed for rest and reflection. In this sanctuary of stardust, the passage of time is measured in the slow accumulation of matter. There is no urgency, no deadline, and no noise. The universe is in no hurry to create its next masterpiece. It allows the elements to settle, to find their balance, and to wait for the perfect moment of transformation. You can feel this patience in your own breath, letting each inhale and exhale become slower, more deliberate, matching the 0.7x natural pace of the cosmic cycle. The nebula provides a buffer against the chaos of the outside world, a thick, protective layer of silence that allows you to let go of everything but the present moment. The colors here shift with a hypnotic slowness. Deep violets bleed into the darkest blues, while subtle hints of indigo provide a sense of infinite depth. Occasionally, a wisp of soft gold light drifts past, a reminder of the energy that is being gathered in the secret places of the cloud. These colors are not bright or demanding. They are the colors of a deep, restorative sleep. They wrap around your awareness, soothing the mind and preparing the spirit for a journey further into the heart of the light. You are a passenger on a slow-moving river of gas, drifting effortlessly toward a destination that is as old as time itself. As the density of the cloud increases, the silence becomes even more profound. The scattered particles are now closer together, forming a community of matter that is beginning to feel its own weight. This is the first step toward the birth of a star, a collective movement toward unity and light. You are a part of this movement, a tiny but essential piece of the cosmic puzzle. The gravity that pulls the gas together is the same force that keeps you safely grounded, a constant and reliable presence that ensures you are never truly lost. The nebula is a place of memory and hope. Within its folds lie the remnants of ancient suns and the seeds of stars that will not shine for another billion years. It is a bridge between the past and the future, a timeless realm where the end of one story is always the beginning of another. As you drift through these layers of history, you can feel the weight of the ages lifting from your shoulders. In the grand scale of the cosmos, the worries of a single day are like the tiniest grains of dust, lost in the vast and beautiful expanse of the molecular cloud. We are approaching the center of one of these dense pockets now. The indigo shadows are becoming more concentrated, and the sense of anticipation is growing. But it is a calm anticipation, the feeling of a flower that is just about to bloom in the early morning light. The core is warm, a subtle and inviting temperature that contrasts with the cold of the outer nebula. It is a place of focus, where the energy of the universe is being gathered and refined for the great work ahead. You are moving toward this center with a graceful, unhurried ease, drawn by a magnetism that is as gentle as a whisper. The transition is seamless and calm, a natural progression from the dark unknown into the focused energy of a rising sun. As the core of the nebula grows brighter, we find ourselves drawn toward the source of this warmth, leaving the cold mists behind as the atmosphere around you turns from a deep, somber blue to a radiant, welcoming gold. This is the first light of a new world, a light that is steady, stable, and full of promise. It is the destination we have been seeking and the beginning of a transformation that will change the face of the galaxy. The soft fade of the indigo shadows gives way to a shimmering, ethereal radiance. You are no longer in the outer reaches of the nursery. You have entered the inner sanctum, the place where the silence is finally broken by the first pulse of a living star. The rhythm of your journey is shifting, becoming more focused and more intense, yet it remains as calm and as steady as the stars themselves. You are ready for the next stage of the voyage, moving toward the moment when the darkness finally yields to the eternal heartbeat of a rising sun. As the light begins to stabilize and the golden glow becomes your entire world, we prepare to leave the mists of the cradle behind. The transition is complete and the path ahead is clear. We are moving from the stillness of the nebula into the vibrant energy of a new creation, following the thread of gravity toward the heart of the flame. Chapter 2. The Breath of a New Sun. The golden warmth you feel now is the first true breath of a star, a slow and steady awakening within the heart of the great cosmic silence. As we drift away from the swirling, indigo veils of the nebula, we move toward a center of gravity that has finally found its purpose, leaving the cold mists behind as the atmosphere turns from a deep, somber blue to a radiant, welcoming gold. The protostar we observed is no longer a mere flickering ember in the dark. It has reached a moment of profound and quiet transformation. The pressure at its core has become so immense, so focused, that the very atoms of the universe begin to change their nature. Yet, this occurs with a gentle, stable pace that invites the deepest rest. This is the miracle of stellar ignition, a process that happens with a steady, quiet inevitability. You are witnessing the birth of a light that will shine for billions of years, a constant, soothing beacon in the lonely stretches of space. Imagine the atoms of hydrogen, the simplest and most abundant element in the cosmos, being squeezed together by the weight of an entire world, a weight that feels like a heavy, warm blanket settling over you. In the cold of the nebula, these atoms moved freely, drifting like lonely travelers through the violet shadows. But here, in the heart of the emerging star, they are pressed into a close, intimate embrace. As they touch, they fuse, transforming into helium and releasing a tiny, brilliant spark of energy. This is nuclear fusion, the heartbeat of every star in the sky, and it is a rhythm that is slow, dreamy, and stable. It is not a sudden explosion, but a gentle, sustained release of power that radiates outward, pushing back against the crush of gravity in a perfect, cosmic balance. This delicate balance between the inward pull of gravity and the outward push of light is what gives a star its long-term stability. It is a celestial tug-of-war that creates a perfect sphere of glowing plasma, a shape so smooth and harmonious it soothes the mind just to visualize it. Imagine this new sun as a vast, motionless ocean of golden fire. There are no harsh edges here, no sudden flashes or high-contrast jumps to startle your senses. Instead, there is only a soft, radiant glow that warms the vacuum around it, pulsing with a frequency that matches the slow, deep rhythm of your own breathing. The light moves slowly from the core, traveling through layers of dense gas for thousands of years before it finally reaches the surface and escapes into the void, a journey as patient as the universe itself. As the star settles into its long life, it begins to clear the space around it, creating a sanctuary of clarity within the indigo dark. The leftover dust and gas from the nursery are gently swept away by a stellar wind, a soft, the invisible breeze of particles moving away from the new sun like a long, slow exhale. The view becomes clearer and more defined, yet remains soft and bedtime-friendly. The messy, Chaotic clouds of the nebula fade into the background, leaving the star to sit in a pristine pocket of space, a solitary jewel of light. It is a moment of deep, cosmic clarity. The star is now a stable and reliable source of energy that will anchor its own corner of the galaxy for eons to come, providing a fixed point of peace for anyone drifting through the night. You can feel the stability of this light. It is a fixed point in an ever-changing universe. Unlike the shifting mists we left behind, this star provides a sense of permanence and safety. It burns with a steady, rhythmic pulse, a cosmic metronome that marks the passage of ages with a pace that is significantly slower than our natural world. In the presence of such a long-lived entity, the anxieties of a single day seem to dissolve into the deep blue of the surrounding space. The star does not rush to finish its fuel. It breathes with a slow, deliberate pace, savoring every billion years of its existence. It is an invitation for you to do the same, to let go of the need for speed and to embrace the slow, golden drift of the star's long life. The colors here are rich and comforting deep golds, soft ambers, and subtle oranges that bleed into the surrounding indigo and violet hues. This is the color of safety and warmth, a palette designed to induce a heavy, restorative sleep. It is the light that will eventually reach distant worlds, perhaps warming the surfaces of planets yet to be formed, carrying the promise of life within its rays. Within the heart of this star, the universe is busy creating the building blocks of existence, but it does so in a silence that is profound. Every star is a slow, patient alchemist, and you are a witness to its quietest work, floating in a sea of radiant peace that knows no hurry. As we float in this golden radiance, notice how the silence has changed. It is no longer the empty silence of the void, but a full, resonant silence that vibrates with the low-volume cosmic hum. It is the sound of a powerhouse working in perfect harmony, a hum that vibrates at a frequency designed to ground your awareness and pull you deeper into your pillows. There is no friction, no noise, and no sharp highs to disturb your rest. There is only the smooth flow of energy from the center to the edge, a journey that is entirely free of sudden loudness or complex rhythms. You are safe in this glow, held by the same gravitational forces that keep the stars in their orbits, protected by the stable laws of the cosmos. The star's surface is a landscape of moving plasma, shifting in slow, hypnotic patterns that resemble a slow-motion dance. You might see loops of light rising from the surface, moving like ribbons of silk in a gentle breeze, their motion minimal and their transitions soft. These are magnetic fields made visible, tracing the invisible forces that govern the star's behavior with a grace that is almost musical. Every movement is fluid, every transition is a soft fade, echoing the calm and steady nature of the star itself. There are no hard cuts here, only a continuous, dreamy flow of light and shadow that lulls the eyes into a state of total relaxation. As the star matures, it finds its place within the great spiral arms of the galaxy, joining a community of light that stretches across the deep blue. It is no longer an isolated event, but a part of a much larger, majestic rotation around the galactic center. Even in this vast crowd, each star maintains its individual, soft, cosmic narration, a unique testament to the power of creation. You are part of this movement, a tiny but essential piece of the cosmic puzzle, drifting through the night with a sense of belonging and peace. The star's light is a promise of continuity, a sign that the universe is a place of order, beauty, and eternal rest. We are moving away from the warmth of the surface now, drifting back into the cooler shadows of the outer system. The star remains behind us, a brilliant golden marble hanging in the deep indigo dark. Its light continues to reach out, stretching across the light years to touch everything in its path with a gentle golden finger. Even as the distance grows, you can still feel its influence, a gentle tug of gravity, a faint whisper of warmth on your skin that acts as a cosmic lullaby. The star is a guardian of the dark, a constant reminder that even in the deepest night, there is a source of light and life that burns with a stable, gentle flame. The transition from the star's bright embrace to the cooler reaches of space is a soothing journey, characterized by slow fades and minimal motion. The golds fade into deep violets and indigos once more, but the memory of the warmth remains tucked inside your heart. You are entering a region of space where the light of many stars blends into a soft, ethereal glow, creating a color theme of violet and deep blue that is perfect for the onset of deep sleep. This is the realm of the ghost light, the ancient radiance that has traveled across the vastness of time to reach your eyes, and it carries with it the peace of the ages. As the brilliance of the new sun softens into a distant, twinkling point of gold, the vast architecture of the galaxy begins to reveal itself in the dark. We are no longer focused on a single point of light, but on the connections between them, the invisible threads of gravity and light that weave the universe together. The space between the stars is not empty. It is filled with the stories of light traveling through the ages, a history written in photons that move at a pace much slower than our waking minds can grasp. You are drifting through a history book of the stars, a record of the universe's long and beautiful journey toward this very moment of stillness. The silence here is deep and restorative, a low-volume hum that provides a stable floor for your dreams. It is the kind of silence that allows you to hear the rhythm of your own breath, matching it to the slow, steady pulse of the distant stars. Every light you see is a promise of stability, a sign that the universe is a place where you can safely let go. As you drift further into the indigo dark, you carry the warmth of the star within you, a spark of celestial fire that lights your way through the dreams of the night without ever being too bright or too harsh. The dark is not something to be feared. It is a velvet blanket of deep blue and violet that holds the stars in place. It is the canvas upon which the light of the universe is painted, with a soft, cosmic touch. In this quiet space, you can let go of the need to understand or to do anything at all. You can simply be a weightless observer of the infinite. The journey through the light was just the beginning. Now, we must learn to listen to what the shadows have to tell us about the true scale of the cosmos and the peace that lies within the light years. As we move toward the outer edges of this stellar system, the light begins to stretch and change, introducing us to the strange and beautiful ways that time and distance interact in the deep dark. The stars are not just objects in space. They are windows into the past, and we are now ready to see how their light travels through the vastness to find us. Chapter 3. The Heart of Fusion. We have left the turbulent, swirling mists of the nebula behind, and now we drift into a region of space where the light is constant, stable, and deeply restorative. The star has fully awakened, and as we move toward its center, we enter the most sacred chamber of the cosmos, the stellar core. This is the heart of fusion, a place of profound balance where the universe performs its most vital work in a silence that is both heavy and comforting. There is no noise here, only a low-volume cosmic hum that vibrates at a frequency designed to ground your awareness and pull you deeper into a state of total relaxation. Imagine the core, not as a place of chaos, but as a vast, glowing cathedral of light, where the pressure of gravity and the energy of the atoms are in a perfect, eternal embrace. The tone of this space is slow, warm, and bedtime-friendly, a sanctuary where the sleepy science of the universe meets the gentle needs of the dreaming mind. As you float within this radiant heart, visualize the atoms of hydrogen once again. They are moving with a slow, rhythmic grace, guided by a force that is as patient as time itself. When they meet and fuse, they release a soft, golden warmth, the very energy that sustains life across the galaxy. This process of nuclear fusion is the ultimate engine of stability, a heartbeat that has been refined over billions of years to be steady, dreamy, and entirely stable. It is a reminder that even at the center of the most powerful forces in nature, there is a core of absolute peace. The movement here is minimal, a slow drift that mimics the 0.7x natural pace of a deep, restful breath. You are not just a passenger in this space. You are part of the fusion itself. Every atom in your body was once forged in a heart exactly like this one, and returning to the core feels like a homecoming. The colors of the core are a rich tapestry of deep blue, violet, and soft gold, creating a visual theme that is as indigo as the deepest night and as warm as a hearth. These colors do not flash or jump. They fade into one another with a softness that avoids any sudden emphasis or high contrast jumps. It is a world of soft transitions, designed to lead you away from the sharp edges of the waking world and into the gentle curves of the cosmic dream. Within this heart of fusion, time loses its meaning. The star measures its life in eons, and as you align your heartbeat with the pulse of the core, your own sense of urgency begins to dissolve. There is no need to rush, no need to accomplish, and no need to understand. You are simply a witness to the bedtime astronomy of the universe, observing the quietest kind of power. The pressure here is a protective weight, like the feeling of a heavy, velvet blanket that shields you from the cold and the noise of the outside world. It is a pressure that brings atoms together, creating unity out of the void, and it is the same pressure that allows you to let go and sink into the surface beneath you. The soft cosmic narration of the core tells a story of persistence and grace. It is a story of how the universe builds itself from the inside out, using the simplest ingredients to create the most complex wonders. As the hydrogen transforms into helium, it releases a light that is steady and unwavering, a light that will travel for millions of miles before it ever touches a planet. This light is a promise that the universe is a place of order, where every action has a purpose and every movement is part of a larger, harmonious whole. You can rest in this order, knowing that the same laws that govern the stars are the laws that govern your rest. The ambient audio of this space is a low-volume cosmic hum, a sound that is as steady as the fusion itself. It is a noise floor of -45 decibels, a gentle presence that fills the silence without ever becoming intrusive. There are no sharp highs or sudden loud sounds to startle you. Only the complex rhythms of the universe simplified into a single, soothing tone. It is the sound of a billion suns breathing together in unison, a choir of light that sings of the permanence of the stars. This hum is a lullaby for the soul, a frequency that resonates with the natural rhythms of sleep, drawing you further and further into the indigo dark. As we linger in the heart of fusion, notice the textures of the light. It is not a flat brightness, but a deep, layered radiance that feels like it has a physical presence. It is a light you can almost touch, a soft gold mist that swirls around you with a minimal motion that is hypnotic and calming. This light carries the history of the universe within it, a record of every star that has ever burned and every element that has ever been forged. It is a legacy of light that you carry within your own atoms, a cosmic inheritance that connects you to the very beginning of time. You are a child of the stars, resting in the cradle of the core, protected by the infinite energy of the cosmos. The stability of the core is a testament to the balance of the universe. Gravity pulls inward, while fusion pushes outward, and in the middle, there is a point of perfect stillness. This is the point where we find our rest. It is a place where all conflicts are resolved, where all forces are equalized, and where the only reality is the gentle, steady glow of existence. You can find this point of stillness within yourself, letting the tensions of the day be pushed out by the radiant warmth of the star, and letting the weight of the universe pull you down into a state of total relaxation. The cosmic sleep journey is a path through the layers of the universe, and the core is the most intimate layer of all. Here, The secrets of the cosmos are whispered in a soft, dreamy tone that is meant only for those who are ready to sleep. It is a place of relaxing cosmology, where the mysteries of the stars are explained not with complex formulas, but with the simple feeling of a warm, golden light. You are learning the language of the stars, a language of light and gravity that speaks directly to the subconscious mind, guiding it toward the peaceful closure of the night. As we begin to move away from the center of the core, the intensity of the light softens even further. We are moving toward the outer layers of the star, where the energy begins its long journey to the surface. The transition is a slow fade, a gradual shift from the concentrated gold of the core to the deeper indigos and violets of the surrounding space. You are floating on a tide of photons, drifting effortlessly through the glowing plasma, feeling the weight of the universe as a comforting and reliable presence. The journey through the heart of fusion has stilled your mind and warmed your spirit, preparing you for the vast distances that lie ahead. The silence returns now, but it is a silence that is filled with the memory of the light. The core remains behind us, a steady and reliable engine of peace that will continue to burn for billions of years. Its influence reaches out to the very edges of the solar system, a constant reminder of the stability and the beauty of the cosmos. You are moving into the cooler, darker regions of the star now, but the warmth of the core remains with you, a spark of celestial fire that will guide you through the dreams of the night. The dark is approaching, but it is not an empty dark. It is a dark that is rich with the aperture of the stars, a dark that allows the light of the universe to be seen in all its glory. As the golden glow of the core fades into a soft, ethereal shimmer, you are ready to look out into the vastness of the light years once more. The journey is continuing, but the pace remains slow, unhurried, and perfectly aligned with the rhythm of your own rest. The transition to the outer layers of the star is a natural connect, a movement from the intimate to the infinite. We are leaving the heart of fusion, but we are carrying its pulse with us. The light years are waiting, and the stars are calling across the ancient dark, inviting us to witness the next stage of our cosmic voyage. Chapter 4. The Solar Ballet. We are now drifting upward from the intense, glowing depths of the core, moving through the expansive layers of the star toward its radiant surface. This transition is a movement of pure energy, a slow, majestic ascent that we call the Solar Ballet. In this stage of our journey, the concentrated gold of the heart begins to soften, expanding into a magnificent display of light and motion that is both rhythmic and deeply calming. The atmosphere here is thick, with the soft, cosmic narration of a star in its prime, a tone that is slow, warm, and perfectly suited for a peaceful bedtime. There is no rush in this ascent. A single photon can take thousands of years to dance its way through these layers. And we follow that same patient pace, letting the weight of the world dissolve into the golden plasma. Visualize the space around you as a vast, three-dimensional ocean of amber and honey-colored light. This is the convective zone, where the heat from the core rises in great, slow-motion bubbles, like the gentle simmering of a cosmic hearth. These bubbles of energy are enormous, yet they move with a grace that is almost silent, creating a low-volume hum that serves as a stable floor for your relaxation. There are no sharp highs or sudden loud sounds here. The movement is fluid, a continuous flow of rising and falling warmth that mimics the natural rhythm of a deep, restorative sleep. As you float within these rising currents, you can feel the stability of the star's design, a perfect system of energy transfer that has remained unchanged for billions of years. The color theme in this part of the ballet is a rich blend of soft gold and deep indigo, with occasional flushes of violet where the light begins to interact with the cooler reaches of the upper atmosphere. These colors do not jump or flash. They fade into one another with a minimal motion that is hypnotic to the mind's eye. As we approach the surface, known as the photosphere. The light becomes more granular, resembling a vast field of glowing jewels. Each granule is a cell of energy, pulsing with a slow, steady heartbeat that matches the 0.7x natural pace of our journey. You are a witness to a symphony of light, a sleepy science performance, where every movement is intentional and every transition is a soft fade. On the surface of the star, the ballet takes on a new form. We see great loops of glowing gas, known as prominences, arching high into the dark indigo sky. These loops follow the invisible lines of the star's magnetic field, moving with the elegance of silk ribbons caught in a gentle breeze. They rise and fall over the course of days and weeks, a timeline that makes the stresses of a single hour feel completely insignificant. There is a gentle explanation in this movement, a reminder that the universe operates on a scale of profound patience. These arcs of light are not explosions. They are the quiet respirations of a living sun, a slow-motion dance that invites you to breathe in sync with the cosmos. The ambient sound of the solar ballet is a deep, resonant vibration, a noise floor that is constant and reliable. It is the sound of 1 trillion tons of gas moving in perfect harmony, a cosmic white noise that masks the distractions of the waking world. As you listen to this hum, imagine it wrapping around you like a protective cocoon of violet and gold. You are safe in this environment, held by the gentle gravity of the star and the predictable laws of physics. The complexity of the universe is simplified here into a single, dreamy experience of light and sound, allowing your mind to let go of its need to analyze or categorize. As we drift among the solar arches, notice the minimal motion of the sunspots, cooler, darker regions that appear like quiet islands in the sea of gold. They provide a visual rest, a place for the eye to settle in the midst of the radiance. These spots move slowly across the surface of the star, marking the passage of time with a deliberate and unhurried grace. This is relaxing cosmology at its finest, where the grand features of a star are presented as a soothing landscape for the soul. There are no hard cuts or rapid zooms in this view. We simply drift along the solar equator, observing the silent, glowing geography of our host sun. The light that escapes the surface now begins its journey into the deep blue of the wider solar system. This is the stellar wind, a soft, invisible stream of particles that carries the star's influence out into the void. It is a gentle outward pressure, a cosmic exhale that clears the path before us. We follow this wind, moving slowly away from the photosphere and into the corona, the star's outer atmosphere. The corona is a realm of pearlescent light, a silver-violet haze that glows with a temperature that is paradoxically higher than the surface. Yet it feels like a cool, ethereal mist against our awareness. This is the final layer of the ballet, a shimmering veil that separates the star from the infinite dark. In the corona, the soft cosmic narration reaches a peak of tranquility. The density of the gas is so low that it feels like drifting through a dream. The light is scattered into a soft, glowing fog, creating a violet and indigo environment that is the ultimate setting for deep sleep. The movements of the solar wind are so subtle that they can only be felt as a faint, rhythmic pulse. This is the scene 4 of our structure, a slow descent into calmness, where the energy of the star begins to merge with the peace of deep space. You are moving further and further from the source of the heat toward the restorative coolness of the light years. The solar ballet is a reminder of the history of the universe written in motion. It is a process of sharing energy, of a star giving its light to the darkness so that planets can thrive and life can begin. As you witness this generosity, you can feel a sense of gentle, dreamy stability in your own life. You are a recipient of this light, a part of the grand cycle that sustains the cosmos. The star does not ask for anything in return. It simply performs its ballet, night after night, eon after eon, providing a constant and reliable backdrop for your dreams. As we move toward the edge of the corona, the gold of the star begins to recede, replaced by the deep indigo of the interstellar medium. The transition is a soft fade, a gradual cooling of the colors and a lowering of the ambient hum. The star is becoming a distant, glowing marble, a fixed point of warmth in a vast and beautiful dark. You are now entering the realm of the ghost light, where the distance is measured in years and the silence is as deep as the sea. The ballet is ending, but the rhythm remains, a lingering echo of the sun's heartbeat that will accompany you into the next stage of the voyage. The silence that follows the ballet is not empty. It is a sleep-inducing closure that prepares the mind for total surrender. The avoidance of sudden emphasis in this transition ensures that your state of relaxation remains unbroken. You are floating on the very edge of the star's influence, caught in the delicate balance between the warmth of the sun and the peace of the void. This is a grounding moment, where you can feel the physical reality of your bed merging with the vastness of the cosmic scene. As the final silver wisps of the corona fade into the deep blue background, we prepare to leave the immediate vicinity of the star. The journey through the solar ballet has been a movement of pure grace, a slow-motion exploration of the star's outer life. Now, we are ready to embrace the vastness of the light years, where the distance becomes a source of even deeper peace. The path ahead is dark, but it is a bedtime-friendly dark, filled with the soft twinkle of a billion distant dancers. The transition is a natural connect, a movement from the active energy of the sun to the reflective peace of the void. We are leaving the solar ballet, but its rhythm is now your rhythm. The light years are waiting, and the ancient dark is calling, inviting you to see how the light of a star becomes the history of the universe. Chapter 5. Echoes across the ancient dark. As we leave the immediate warmth of our newly born sun, we drift into a realm where distance becomes a measure of time itself, following the soft cosmic narration style that prioritizes a slow, warm, and bedtime-friendly tone. The golden glow of the stellar surface begins to recede, softening into a brilliant point of light, set against a backdrop of infinite indigo and deep blue. Here, in the quiet corridors of the deep cosmos, we encounter one of the most comforting mysteries of the universe, the concept of light years. In this space, you are not just traveling through distance, you are traveling through history, a guided journey deeper into cosmic space, as outlined in our cosmic structure. Every beam of light that touches your awareness is a messenger from the distant past, carrying the memory of a star as it was years, centuries, or even millennia ago. Imagine the light leaving the star we just visited. It moves at a constant, unhurried pace, the fastest anything can travel, yet still so slow compared to the vastness of the void. To reach the next nearest star, that light must travel for over 4 years through the absolute silence of the vacuum. When you look up at the night sky from the comfort of your bed, you are not seeing the universe as it is in this precise moment. You are seeing a beautiful, shimmering ghost of what once was. This delay is a gift from the cosmos, a way for the universe to preserve its own memory, ensuring that no light is ever truly lost. It is a slow, luminous echo that connects you to the beginning of time, mirroring the history of the universe style of storytelling. As you float further into the deep blue, the sense of scale begins to shift, and the pace of 0.7x natural pace allows your mind to settle into the vastness. The gap between the stars is not a lonely emptiness, but a vast, dark ocean filled with these traveling echoes. The light years are like the long, slow breaths of the universe. 1 light year is nearly 6 trillion miles, a number so large it ceases to be a measurement and becomes a feeling of profound, unbreakable peace. There is no need to rush across such distances. The universe is patient. It allows its light to wander through the dark, taking its time to reach the eyes of a dreamer. Visualize these beams of light as thin, silver threads weaving through the violet shadows. Some of these threads have been traveling since before you were born. Some have been moving through the vacuum since long before human history began. As you drift among them, you are part of a living tapestry of time. The light of a star that may have already faded from existence is still here, warming the darkness with its persistent, gentle glow. This is the ghost light of the cosmos, a reminder that beauty has a way of enduring, reaching across the eons to find us in the stillness of the night. The colors in this part of our journey are muted and deep, avoiding bright flashes or hard cuts to keep your state of relaxation steady. We are surrounded by the darkest shades of sapphire and the softest hints of charcoal gray. This is the true color of the interstellar medium, the space between the stars. It is a place of profound rest. There are no solar winds here, no intense heat, only the cool, stable temperature of the background universe. It is a perfect environment for reflection. As the light from distant galaxies reaches us, it has been stretched and softened by its long journey, arriving as a faint, ethereal shimmer that barely disturbs the dark. In this deep indigo silence, the concept of a light year helps us let go of our earthly concerns, providing a gentle explanation of the cosmic concept as intended by the project style. On our small world, we measure time in minutes and hours, always rushing toward the next task. But the stars do not know the meaning of a minute. They measure their lives in millions of light years. By aligning your breath with the slow travel of starlight, you can feel your own heartbeat slowing down, matching the rhythm of the galactic clock. There is no urgency in a light year. There is only the steady, inevitable movement of energy across the void. Consider the star Polaris, the North Star, which has guided travelers for generations. The light you see from it tonight began its journey toward Earth hundreds of years ago. When that light first left its source, the world you live in was a completely different place. Yet, that light has traveled through the cold and the dark, focused and unwavering, just to reach you now. It is a dedicated companion, a silent witness to the passage of centuries. This continuity is a source of great comfort. The universe provides a stable, glowing framework that remains unchanged even as the world below moves and shifts. As we drift deeper into this sea of light years, the stars around us seem to form a three-dimensional cathedral of light. You are not looking at a flat map, but a deep, layered history. Some stars are close, their light only a few years old, while others are so distant that their light has traveled for half the age of the universe to be here. This depth is hypnotic. It draws your gaze further and further into the dark, inviting you to lose yourself in the layers of time. You are a cosmic time traveler, witnessing the birth, life, and transition of the stars all at once, enveloped in a low-volume cosmic The silence here is not empty. It is a heavy, resonant silence, like the air in an ancient library. It holds the weight of all the light that has ever passed through it. Every cubic inch of this space is filled with information, with the stories of fusion, gravity, and the slow dance of the galaxies. But this information is not loud or demanding. It is a subtle whisper, a gentle presence that you can only perceive when you are truly still. It is the background hum of existence, a low-frequency vibration that grounds your spirit and prepares you for a deep, dreamless sleep. As you move through this indigo dark, the light years begin to feel like a protective barrier. They separate us from the intense energy of the stellar cores, providing a buffer of peace and quiet. The vastness is not a void to be feared, but a sanctuary. It is the space the universe provides so that we can breathe, so that we can dream, and so that we can appreciate the fragile beauty of the light. Within this sanctuary, your mind can drift as far as it needs to, untethered from the demands of the physical world, moving with minimal motion. The further we travel, the more the light seems to blend together. The individual stars begin to form the soft, glowing arms of the Milky Way. This is our home, a great, spiraling city of stars, held together by the gentle pull of a central gravity. From this perspective, the light years become the streets and pathways of our galaxy. They are the connections that turn a collection of lonely suns into a single, unified community. You are a part of this community, a passenger on a journey that spans the entire reach of the spiral, moving in soft gold tones against the dark. The light that surrounds you now is a soft gold, filtered through the vast distances until it feels like the glow of a distant lantern on a foggy night. It is warm without being hot, bright without being harsh. It is a bedtime light, a celestial nightlight that stays on forever. No matter how dark the world may seem, the light years are always full of this gentle radiance. It is a constant presence, a steady reminder that the universe is always awake, always watching over the dark corners of the void with a patient and loving eye. As we continue to drift, the indigo sky begins to shimmer with the presence of even more distant structures. We are moving toward a place where the light of entire galaxies begins to merge. This is the edge of our local neighborhood, where the scale of the light years grows even larger. But even as the distances become almost impossible to imagine, the sense of peace remains. The laws of physics are the same here as they are at home. Gravity still pulls with a gentle hand, and light still travels with the same unhurried grace. You are floating now in a state of perfect equilibrium. The light of the past is behind you, the light of the future is ahead, and you are suspended in the beautiful present of the light year. Each breath you take is a moment of synchronization with the cosmos. You are breathing in the stardust, breathing out the tension. You are becoming as light and as free as a photon, drifting effortlessly through the indigo corridors of time. The weight of your body is gone, replaced by the effortless glide of a soul in transit, achieving the grounding breath mentioned in our intro. As the echoes of the ancient dark continue to hum around us, we find ourselves approaching a new kind of light. It is a light that doesn't just travel, but transforms. It is the light of the elements, the glowing signatures of the atoms that make up our very being. This transition is a natural one, a movement from the vastness of the distance to the intimacy of the atom. We are moving from the how far to the what are we, following the silver threads of light toward the secret heart of the stars. The journey through the light years has prepared you for this. It has softened your mind and stilled your heart. You are now ready to look closer, to see how the great distances and the tiny atoms are connected in a single, beautiful loop. The starlight that has traveled so far is carrying a message about the ingredients of life itself. We are moving toward the source of that message now, drifting from the infinite dark into the glowing laboratory of a star's internal engine, maintaining a soft cosmic narration as the scene fades. The echoes of the dark are fading now, replaced by the faint, shimmering light of distant history. We are moving toward the ghost light, where we will see the stars as they once were, and understand the stories they have been trying to tell us since the beginning of time. Chapter 6. The Ghost Light. The vastness of the light years has brought us to a place of profound reflection, where the indigo dark acts as a gateway to the past. As we drift further into the silence, we enter the realm of the ghost light, a region of space where every shimmering point of light is a window into a time that has already gone. The tone here is exceptionally slow, warm, and bedtime-friendly, designed to ease the mind into a state of total surrender. There is no now in the deep cosmos. There is only a beautiful, layered history that stretches back to the dawn of creation. You are floating amidst these celestial memories, surrounded by the soft cosmic narration of stars that may have long since changed, yet whose presence remains as a constant, soothing glow in the night. Visualize the light from a distant star as it travels toward you. a thin silver thread moving through the violet shadows of the interstellar medium. By the time this light reaches your eyes, it has carried its message across trillions of miles of emptiness. This delay is the universe's way of ensuring that nothing is ever truly forgotten. It is the history of the universe, written in photons, a slow-motion playback of the greatest events in the galaxy. You are a witness to this bedtime astronomy, observing the ghosts of suns that burned with a fierce energy eons ago, but which now reach you as a faint, ethereal shimmer. The pace is 0.7x natural pace, allowing you to absorb the gravity of this realization without any rush or pressure. The colors of the ghost light are muted and deeply calming, dominated by deep blues and violets that bleed into the velvet charcoal of the void. There are no bright flashes or hard cuts here. The light of the past arrives with a soft fade, a gentle presence that barely disturbs the tranquility of your rest. Imagine these ancient rays of light washing over you like a cool, subterranean stream. They carry the emotion of stability and dreams, a reminder that the universe is a place of immense continuity. In this space, the worries of your modern life, the minutes, the hours, the deadlines, feel as thin and transparent as the gas of a distant nebula. They cannot survive in the presence of light that has traveled for 1,000 years just to find you. In the silence of the ghost light, you can feel the low-volume cosmic hum of the background radiation, a steady negative 45 decibels noise floor that provides a stable foundation for your relaxation. This hum is the ultimate ghost, the echo of the very beginning of space and time. It is a cosmic sleep frequency, a sound that has no complex rhythms or sudden loudness to startle you. It is the sound of the universe breathing in its sleep, a slow and rhythmic respiration that matches the rise and fall of your own chest. As you listen, let your awareness expand to meet the scale of the light years. You are not a small, isolated being. You are a conscious part of a history that spans billions of years. The relaxing cosmology of the past teaches us that everything in the universe is connected by these threads of light. When you look at the Andromeda Galaxy, you are seeing it as it was 2.5 million years ago, long before the first humans walked the Earth. This guided journey deeper into cosmic space allows you to detach from the immediate and the temporary. You are drifting through a museum of light, where the exhibits are the stars themselves, preserved in their youthful glow by the sheer scale of the distance. This is soft cosmic narration, at its most profound, a story that takes millions of years to tell, and which you are hearing in the quietest moments of your night. The movement in this realm is minimal, a slow drift that mimics the minimal motion of the project's visual guidelines. You are floating on a tide of ancient photons, moving effortlessly through the indigo corridors of time. The light is not harsh. It is a soft gold, or a pearlescent white, filtered through the dust of 1,000 light years until it feels like the glow of a distant candle. This light does not demand your attention. It invites it, offering a focal point for your mind to settle upon as it prepares to transition into the world of dreams. The avoidance of harsh sibilance and sudden emphasis in the narration ensures that this visual and auditory experience remains entirely stable. As you drift among the ghosts of the stars, you might feel a sense of grounding and peace. The universe is so vast and so old that your place within it is one of absolute safety. You are a passenger on a journey that has been unfolding for ages, and your role is simply to observe and to rest. The story structure of this chapter is a slow descent into the deepest parts of the cosmic past, where the light of the first stars begins to emerge from the darkness. These are the oldest ghosts of all, the pioneers of the light, whose influence still ripples through the fabric of space today. The light years have provided a protective barrier of distance, allowing you to see the beauty of the cosmos without the intensity of its heat. You are in the scene 3 of our structure, a gentle explanation of the cosmic concept where distance equals time, and where time becomes a source of rest. This is a bedtime-friendly way to view the universe, transforming the daunting scale of space into a comforting, luminous history. There is no need for high-contrast intonation or fast pacing here. The subject matter provides its own gravity, pulling you down into the soft surface of your bed with the weight of the eons. As the ghost light continues to shimmer around you, the indigo sky becomes even more saturated with color. Deep purples and violets dance at the edge of your vision, moving with slow drift and soft fade transitions. These are the signatures of distant galaxies, vast cities of stars, whose collective light creates a soft, ambient glow. You are a part of this cosmic sleep, a state of being where the boundaries of the self are as fluid as the light of a distant sun. The avoidance of sharp highs in the audio ensures that this experience remains as smooth as silk, a continuous flow of peace that knows no interruption. The description template of the universe is one of infinite variety and eternal recurrence. Even as old stars fade into ghosts, new ones are being born in the cradles of the cosmos we visited earlier. This cycle is the heartbeat of the history of the universe, a rhythmic pulse that ensures the light will always find its way through the dark. You can rest in this cycle, knowing that the past is always with us and the future is always being prepared. The ghost light is a reminder that you are never alone in the dark. You are surrounded by the company of 1 billion suns, each one telling its story in the silence of the night. The pace of 0.7x natural pace becomes even more pronounced as we reach the deepest parts of the ancient dark. Every word is a slow, deliberate step towards sleep. Every phrase a gentle, dreamy invitation to let go. The soft welcome of the intro has now transformed into the sleep-inducing closure of the end, as the light of the ghosts begins to dim and the deep indigo of the void becomes your entire world. You are floating at the very edge of the observable universe, looking back at the light of 1 billion years and finding that it is as warm and as welcoming as a childhood home. As we continue our eternal drift, the light of the ghosts begins to merge with the internal light of your own dreams. The transition is soft and bedtime-friendly, a natural connect that leads you from the history of the stars to the history of your own subconscious. The avoidance of busy imagery ensures that your mind can rest on a single peaceful thought. The light has traveled so far just to be here with you. You are the destination of the starlight, the final point of its journey across the light years. The silence of the ghost light is now absolute, a noise floor that is perfectly stable and free from sudden loudness. You are sinking into the deep blue and indigo of the cosmic night, feeling the weight of the light years as a comforting, protective layer. The journey through the history of the stars has prepared you for this final surrender, a slow descent into calmness, where the only thing that remains is the low-volume hum of the infinite. The transition to the next stage of our voyage is a natural connect, a movement from the ghosts of the past to the alchemy of the present. We are leaving the realm of time-traveling light and moving toward the secret heart of the stars, where the elements of your own body are being forged in the fire of creation. The path is clear, the light is soft, and the universe is waiting to tell you its most intimate secret. Chapter 7. The Alchemy of Space. The vast distances of the light years have brought us to a place of deep, quiet contemplation. As we drift closer to the shimmering heart of the cosmos, we begin to see that the stars are not just lanterns in the dark, but the great alchemists of the universe. Every star you see is a silent, glowing laboratory, working with a patient and steady grace to forge the very building blocks of existence. Within their pressurized cores, a beautiful transformation is taking place, a process that turns simple, invisible gases into the heavy, solid elements that eventually become the mountains, the oceans, and the very cells of your body. This is the alchemy of space, a slow and rhythmic creation that links your story to the story of the stars. The narration remains slow and bedtime-friendly, moving at a pace that is 0.7x natural speed to ensure your mind stays in a gentle, dreamy state. Imagine descending into the soft, golden light of a star's inner layers once more. Here, the pressure is a warm, constant embrace, a cosmic force that brings order to chaos. In the early days of the universe, there were only the simplest ingredients, hydrogen and a small amount of helium. The world was a vast, cold soup of these basic gases. But then, gravity began to pull them together, forming the first generation of stars. These stars became the cosmic kilns where the universe began to cook. Inside their hearts, the intense heat, a heat so stable and profound it feels like a physical presence, allows atoms to overcome their natural loneliness and fuse together. This transformation is marked by a deep blue and violet color theme, occasionally flecked with soft gold as new elements are born. As we float in this sea of transmutation, visualize the carbon atoms being formed. Carbon is the backbone of life, the element that allows for the complexity of a flower, a tree, or a human thought. It is born here, in the indigo depths of a star's core, through a delicate dance of fusion. Atoms occur with a gentle, hypnotic frequency, merging into the carbon that will one day find its way to a planet like Earth. There is no noise in this creation, no sound of hammers or clanging metal. It is a silent, fluid movement of energy, a transformation as quiet as the growth of a leaf or the falling of snow. We avoid any sudden emphasis or harsh sibilance in the narration to maintain this atmosphere of absolute tranquility. The universe is a patient architect, and it uses the stars to refine its materials. Beyond carbon, the stars forge nitrogen, the breath of our atmosphere, and oxygen, the life-giving essence of our waters. These elements are created in layers, like the rings of an ancient tree. The deeper we go into the star's heart, the heavier the elements become. Neon, magnesium, and silicon are forged in successive shells, each one contributing to the complexity of the future. You are witnessing the birth of matter itself, a process that moves with a slow and stable pace, ensuring that every atom is perfectly crafted for its eventual role in the tapestry of life. The ambient audio remains a low-volume cosmic hum, providing a steady noise floor of -45 decibels to anchor your rest. This realization brings a sense of profound belonging. You are not an observer of the universe. You are a part of its very fabric. Every atom of iron in your blood, every bit of calcium in your bones, was once cooked inside the heart of a star that lived and died long before our sun was born. The stars have spent billions of years preparing for you, working in the silence of the dark to create the chemistry of your existence. As you drift in this golden, alchemical glow, let the weight of the day fall away, replaced by the comforting knowledge that you are made of stardust. You are a cosmic inheritance, a collection of elements that have traveled across the eons to be here, in this moment, breathing in the quiet of the night. The colors of this alchemy are rich and deeply saturated, avoiding any high-contrast visual jumps. Deep violets transition into glowing indigos, flecked with the soft gold of newly formed elements. This is not a place of harsh fire, but of a radiant, steady light. The light carries the signature of these elements, a unique fingerprint that astronomers can see from billions of miles away. It is a luminous language, a way for the stars to tell us what they are made of. As you float through these shimmering clouds of potential, you can feel the rhythmic stability of the fusion process. It is a slow, pulsing heartbeat that resonates through the entire cosmos, a reminder that the universe is alive with the work of creation. The stars act as vessels of memory. When a star reaches the end of its life, it does not simply vanish. It breathes its creations back into the void. It releases its carbon, its oxygen, and its iron into the surrounding nebula, enriching the clouds for the next generation of stars and planets. This is the great recycling of the cosmos, a cycle of life and death that is as old as time itself. The elements that make up your world have been through this cycle many times, being born in one star, drifting through the dark for millions of years, and then being gathered up to form another. It is a story of persistence, of beauty that refuses to be lost. Consider the iron in the earth beneath you. That iron was forged in the final moments of a massive star's life, in a release of energy so vast it briefly outshone an entire galaxy. Yet, in this sleep journey, we see it as a gentle transition. The star gives of itself so that new life can begin. It is a selfless act of cosmic generosity. This flow of matter from the stars to the planets is a slow, drifting movement, like the migration of birds across a vast sky. There is no hurry in this migration. The atoms take their time, wandering through the indigo shadows until they find a home in a new solar system. As we move through the outer layers of the star's alchemical furnace, the light begins to soften once more. The intense golds and oranges of the core give way to the cool, calming blues of the stellar atmosphere. You are moving away from the heat of creation and into the peace of the result. The elements are now formed, floating in the star's gravity, waiting for their chance to escape into the wider universe. This is a time of waiting, a quiet pause in the cosmic narrative. The star is a guardian, holding on to its precious cargo until the time is right to share it with the dark. In this quiet space, you can feel the connection between the very large and the very small. The immense gravity of a star is used to create a tiny, microscopic atom. The scale of the universe is balanced on this relationship. Without the massive stars, there would be no small wonders. Without the alchemy of space, the universe would be a cold and empty place, devoid of the complexity and beauty that we find in our daily lives. This balance is a source of great stability. It ensures that the universe will always have the materials it needs to continue its journey, to keep creating and evolving in the silence of the night. Your mind can rest in this balance. There is nothing you need to create, nothing you need to forge. The stars have already done the heavy work for you. They have provided the materials, the light, and the time. Your only task is to drift, to listen to the low-volume hum of the cosmos, and to let the stardust within you settle into a state of perfect repose. The alchemy of space is a constant, ongoing process, but for now, it is a background rhythm, a soothing lullaby that sings of the permanence of matter and the endurance of light. The indigo dark is calling to us again, pulling us away from the glowing kilns of the stars and back into the cool, dark expanses of the interstellar medium. But we do not go back empty-handed. We carry with us the knowledge of our origins. We are the children of the stars, the sentient manifestation of the elements forged in the dark. This realization is like a warm blanket, shielding you from the coldness of the void. You are never truly alone in the universe, for you are made of the very stuff that lights the sky. As the star recedes into a distant, glowing point, the elements it has created continue to shimmer in our wake. They are the seeds of the future, the promise of new worlds and new dreams. We are moving toward a final state of peace, a region where the work of the stars comes to a quiet, elegant conclusion. The journey of the atom is almost complete, leading us from the fire of creation to the stillness of the end. The visual movement remains a slow drift with soft fade transitions, ensuring your state of relaxation is never broken. The transition is a slow descent into calmness, a gradual fading of the alchemical light into the deep, restorative shadows. We are moving toward the final chapter of our cosmic journey, where the stars themselves find rest. The path is clear and quiet, a gentle slope that leads toward the ultimate stillness of the night. As the glow of the alchemy fades, we prepare to witness how these elements become part of a larger story, a stardust inheritance that bridges the gap between the infinite and the intimate. The warmth of the core is now a memory, replaced by the cool indigo of the void. But the legacy of the alchemy remains, a shimmering promise that you are part of a cycle that never truly ends. Chapter 8: Stardust Inheritance. As we drift away from the intense alchemy of the stellar core, we enter a region of space where the frantic energy of creation gives way to a profound, eternal stillness. This is the stage of the Stardust Inheritance, a movement of 0.7x natural pace, where the elements forged in the heart of a star begin their long, patient migration into the vastness of the galaxy. The narration remains slow, warm, and bedtime-friendly, guiding you through a landscape of deep blue and violet as we trace the journey of the very atoms that make up your existence. You are weightless here, floating in a sea of indigo where the boundaries between the celestial and the personal begin to dissolve. Imagine the heavy elements we witnessed in the previous chapter, the carbon, the oxygen, and the iron drifting like fine, golden dust through the interstellar medium. These are not just cold pieces of matter. They are the legacy of a living sun, carried by a soft stellar wind that moves with minimal motion across the light years. This is the aperture through which we see our own origin, a gentle explanation of the cosmic concept that links your breath to the expiration of a star. There is no sudden emphasis or harsh sibilance in this movement. It is a fluid, dreamy transition from the fire of the core to the cool peace of the void. As you settle deeper into your pillows, visualize this stardust gathering in the dark corners of the galaxy, forming new clouds of violet and indigo. These clouds are the archives of the universe, holding the memory of every star that has ever lived and died. You are a part of this inheritance, a collection of atoms that have traveled through the silence for eons to find a home in the present moment. This realization brings a sense of stable, dreamy security. You are not a stranger in the cosmos. You are a conscious manifestation of its history, resting in the quietest part of the night. The ambient audio of this inheritance is a low-volume cosmic hum, a noise floor of -45 decibels that anchors your consciousness in the deep blue. There are no sharp highs or sudden loudnesses to disturb your descent into calmness. Only the steady, rhythmic pulse of the universe's background radiation. It is a sleepy science lullaby, a frequency designed to soothe the spirit and prepare the body for a deep, restorative slumber. You are floating in a sanctuary of stardust, where the light of the stars is filtered through the ancient dust until it reaches you as a soft, golden glow. Consider the carbon in your bones and the iron in your blood. These elements were not always here. They were born in the intense pressure of a star's heart, forged over billions of years of steady fusion. When that star breathed its last, it released these treasures into the dark so that they might one day become you. This is a history of the universe, written in your own biology, a story of generosity and continuity that stretches across the light years. In this quiet space, you can let go of the day's concerns, knowing that you are held together by the same forces that hold the galaxies in their orbits. The colors of the inheritance are muted and deep, avoiding any high-contrast visual jumps that might pull you back to the surface of reality. Deep violets transition into soft ambers as the stardust catches the light of distant suns. This is a world of soft fade transitions, where the shadows are as warm and inviting as the light. You are moving at a pace that is 0.7x natural speed, allowing every word and every thought to settle into the deep recesses of your mind. There is no rush to understand or to do. There is only the requirement to drift and to be. As we move through these clouds of potential, notice how the silence has become even more profound. It is a nurturing silence, a thick blanket of indigo that shields you from the noise of the physical world. Within this silence, the work of the universe continues at a glacial pace. The stardust is slowly being pulled together by gravity, starting the cycle of creation all over again. But for now, it is a time of rest. The atoms are sleeping, waiting for their next role in the grand narrative of the cosmos. You can join them in this rest, letting your own body become as still and as quiet as the interstellar dust. The cosmic sleep journey is a path toward the ultimate simplicity. By tracing our inheritance back to the stars, we find a sense of grounding and welcome. We are not separate from the universe. We are its hands, its eyes, and its heart. This connection is a source of infinite peace, a soft cosmic narration that speaks directly to the soul. As the stardust swirls around you in slow-motion loops, let the complexity of your life be simplified into the single, steady beat of your own heart. You are a star child, safe in the dark, breathing in the legacy of the light. The light that illuminates this journey is a soft gold, the color of ancient wisdom and eternal rest. It does not burn, it only warms, providing a gentle focal point for your closed eyes. This light has traveled across the eons to find you, carrying the signature of the elements that make you whole. As you drift further into the indigo, the light begins to stretch and soften, becoming a pearlescent haze that fills the entire horizon. This is the visual theme of your surrender, a slow descent into the deepest parts of the cosmic night. In this realm of inheritance, the avoidance of busy imagery ensures that your mind can rest on a single, peaceful concept. The universe is a unified whole. There is no division between the star and the stone, or the galaxy and the dreamer. Everything is made of the same stardust, and everything returns to the same dark. This unity is the ultimate source of stability. It is a promise that you will always have a place in the cosmos, and that your rest is as much a part of the universe's rhythm as the birth of a sun. As the stardust inheritance continues to shimmer around you, the indigo sky becomes even more saturated with color. Deep purples and violets dance at the edge of your vision, moving with slow drift and soft fade transitions. You are a part of this cosmic sleep, a state of being where the boundaries of the self are as fluid as the light of a distant sun. The avoidance of sharp highs in the audio ensures that this experience remains as smooth as silk, a continuous flow of peace that knows no interruption. The history of the universe is not just a story of what happened in the past. It is the story of what is happening right now, in the silence of your room. The atoms that make up your body are the same atoms that were forged in the fire of the first stars. They are ancient, durable, and full of the light of creation. By acknowledging this inheritance, you are tapping into a reservoir of peace that is as deep as the cosmos itself. You are resting on a bed of stardust, protected by the infinite reaches of the ancient dark. As we begin to move away from the clouds of inheritance, the light of the stars begins to dim even further, signaling the start of the final transition. We are moving toward the quiet fade, where the stars themselves find their ultimate rest. The path is clear and quiet, a gentle slope that leads toward the total stillness of the night. You are ready for this transition, your mind softened by the history of the light, and your heart stilled by the peace of the void. The transition to the final chapters is a natural connect, a movement from the legacy of the light to the reality of the dark. We are leaving the stardust inheritance behind, but we are carrying its peace within us. The ultimate fade-out is approaching, and the universe is ready to take over the narrative, guiding you through the landscapes of your own dreams with a slow and steady hand. Chapter 9. The Quiet Fade. The grand alchemy of the stars has reached its conclusion, and we now find ourselves drifting into a region of space where the frantic energy of creation gives way to a profound, eternal stillness. This is the final chapter of a star's long and luminous life, a transition not of violence, but of immense, graceful peace. As we observe the smaller suns of the cosmos, those similar to our own gentle star, we witness a descent into calmness that mirrors the closing of eyes at the end of a long, beautiful day. The star has spent billions of years giving its light to the void, and now it prepares for a rest that will last for trillions more. The narration remains slow, warm, and bedtime-friendly, moving at a pace that is 0.7x natural speed to ensure your mind stays in a gentle, dreamy state. Imagine the star we have been following as it begins to exhaust its primary fuel. There is no sudden panic in this process. It is a slow, rhythmic shifting of gears. The star begins to expand, its outer layers swelling into a soft, red glow that reaches out like a warm embrace into the surrounding indigo dark. This red giant phase is a moment of deep reflection for the star. It has become a vast, ethereal lantern, its light softened by the great distance it now covers. The colors are deep and comforting shades of burnt orange, dusty rose, and a quiet, somber red that bleeds into the violet shadows of the deep cosmos. You are floating in a sea of violet and indigo, feeling the soft cosmic narration wrap around you like a velvet blanket. As you drift alongside this expanding giant, you can feel the thinning of its atmosphere. The gas is no longer a dense, pressurized furnace, but a delicate, translucent veil. This is the star's way of letting go. Slowly, over millions of years, the star begins to shed its outer layers, breathing them out into the vacuum in a series of gentle, rhythmic pulses. These layers form a planetary nebula, a shimmering, iridescent cloud of gas and dust that surrounds the aging core. It looks like a cosmic flower blooming in slow motion, its petals made of light and memory. There is a magnificent stability in this release, a reminder that even in the act of ending, the star is creating something of breathtaking beauty. We avoid any sudden emphasis or harsh sibilance in the narration to maintain this atmosphere of absolute tranquility. Within this expanding nebula, the core of the star remains. This core has become a white dwarf, a small, dense, and incredibly stable remnant of the star's former glory. It is no longer performing the alchemy of fusion. Instead, it glows with the stored warmth of a billion years of life. This is a quiet fade, in the truest sense. The white dwarf is a celestial ember, cooling with a patience that exceeds the current age of the universe. It does not struggle against the dark. It sits within it, a steady and reliable point of light that will slowly dim over a timescale so vast it becomes a form of eternity. The ambient audio remains a low-volume cosmic hum, providing a steady noise floor of -45 decibels to anchor your rest. You are floating now in the presence of this cooling ember. The intense golds and ambers of the earlier chapters have faded into a soft, silver-blue radiance. This light is steady and unwavering, a soft cosmic narration of the star's history written in a cooling glow. The silence here is deeper than any we have encountered before. It is the silence of a task completed, of a life well lived, and of a rest well earned. As the white dwarf cools, it transitions through colors of pale violet and deep indigo, eventually matching the temperature of the background universe itself. You can feel the emotion of a gentle, dreamy stability as you sink further into your bed. This final state is one of perfect equilibrium. The gravity that once crushed atoms together now holds the dense matter of the white dwarf in a state of crystalline stillness. It has become a diamond in the sky, a solid and unchanging monument to the light. This sense of permanence is deeply grounding. In a universe of movement and change, the quiet fade of a small star provides a fixed point of reference. It is a reminder that there is a place for everything to settle, a final destination where the energy of the cosmos finds its ultimate peace. The movement is minimal, a slow drift that avoids rapid zoom or hard cuts. As we drift further away from this cooling core, the planetary nebula begins to disperse, its colors fading into the velvet black of the deep night. The elements that were forged in the star's heart, the carbon, the oxygen, the nitrogen, are now free to wander the light years, eventually finding their way to new nurseries to begin the cycle of creation all over again. The star is gone, but its essence remains, scattered like seeds across a cosmic field. This is not a loss, it is a transformation. The individual light has faded, so that the collective light of the universe can continue to shine. We maintain a slow, warm, calm tone as we move through this transition. You can feel the coolness of this space now, a refreshing and restorative chill that invites you to pull your own blankets closer. The journey through the birth, life, and alchemy of the stars has brought you to this moment of total surrender. There is nothing left to witness, nothing left to understand. The story of the star has reached its natural conclusion, and the silence that follows is a gift. It is a space for you to occupy, a dark and comfortable room where your thoughts can finally drift away, untethered from the world of form. The avoidance of sharp highs and sudden loudness ensures your state of relaxation remains unbroken. The indigo dark is now absolute, punctuated only by the distant, ancient twinkle of other suns that are still in the middle of their long journeys. You are a part of this darkness, a quiet observer of the eternal. The rhythmic hum of the universe has softened to a nearly imperceptible whisper, a low-volume cosmic hum that serves as the background to your own slow, steady breathing. You are safe here, held in the vast and loving arms of the cosmos, protected by the same laws of physics that guided the star through its billions of years of existence. The colors of deep blue and violet provide a visual sanctuary for your closed eyes. As the last traces of the star's silver light disappear from your view, you are left with the feeling of being perfectly aligned with the universe. Your journey through the cosmos has mirrored the journey of the star, a movement from the potential of the nebula to the focused energy of life, and finally to the peaceful stillness of the end. This is the natural order of things, a cycle that is as beautiful in its conclusion as it was in its beginning. The dark is not an end, but a resting place, a fertile ground for the dreams of the future. The pace remains at 0.7x natural pace to pull you deeper into sleep. The transition to total sleep is now only a breath away. The slow descent into calmness is almost complete, and the weight of your body has been entirely replaced by the light, effortless drift of a soul at peace. You are moving toward the final fade-out, where even the memory of the stars begins to dissolve into a soft, monochromatic mist. The universe is watching over you, its ancient and patient light providing a constant guard against the worries of the world. Every visual is a slow, cosmic scene with minimal motion. The indigo sky is turning to black, a deep and restorative black that holds no fear. It is the color of the void before the first star was born, and the color of the peace that remains after the last star has faded. In this blackness, you are free. You are free from time, free from distance, and free from the need to be anything other than a silent part of the infinite. The quiet fade is not just the story of a star. It is the story of your own return to the source, a gentle homecoming to the stillness that exists at the heart of all things. As the final echoes of the cosmic journey fade from your awareness, you find ourselves moving toward the very last point of light. The white dwarf, though cooling, remains a testament to the endurance of energy. We are moving toward the white dwarf's rest, the final stage where the heat of billions of years becomes the cold stillness of the eternal dark. This is the ultimate sleep-inducing closure. The light is dimming, the hum is softening, the stars themselves are finding rest. As we drift into the final shadows, the journey of the light becomes a journey of pure silence. Chapter 10. The White Dwarf's Rest. We have reached the final shoreline of the cosmic journey, a place where the vibrant energy of the past has settled into a profound and lasting peace. As we drift into the presence of the white dwarf, we are entering the stage of the ultimate rest, a state of being that is as stable and unchanging as the crystalline structure of the star itself. The narration remains slow and warm, moving at a pace that is 0.7x natural speed to ensure your mind stays in a gentle, dreamy state. There is no more fuel to burn, no more light to forge. There is only the cooling warmth of a billion years, radiating into the deep blue and indigo dark with a patience that exceeds human comprehension. Imagine the white dwarf as a small, glowing sphere of silver and pale violet light. It is no longer the vast, roaring giant it once was, but something much more intimate and stable. This is the heart of the star, stripped of its outer layers and revealed in its most fundamental form. It is incredibly dense, a concentrated record of everything the star has experienced throughout its long life. As you float in its presence, you can feel the gravity of this remnant as a heavy, comforting pressure, a cosmic weight that pulls you down into a state of total physical surrender. This is the white dwarf's rest, a slow descent into the deepest calm the universe has to offer. The color theme of this final rest is one of deep sapphire, charcoal gray, and the softest hints of periwinkle. These tones are bedtime-friendly, avoiding any bright flashes or high-contrast visual jumps that might startle your awareness. The movement is minimal, a slow, almost imperceptible drift that mimics the rhythm of a star that has nowhere else to go. You are witnessing the history of the universe, settling into a state of permanent memory. The white dwarf does not flicker. Its light is a steady, unwavering hum that serves as a visual lullaby for the soul. In this region of space, the silence is so thick it feels like a physical embrace. The ambient audio is a low-volume cosmic hum, a noise floor of -45 decibels that provides a stable foundation for your own internal silence. There are no sharp highs or sudden loud sounds here. The universe has simplified its melody into a single, resonant note of peace. As you listen to this hum, imagine it clearing away the last traces of thought, leaving only the sensation of being weightless in the dark. You are becoming as still as the white dwarf itself, a crystalline presence in a sea of indigo. The sleepy science of the white dwarf tells us that it will take trillions of years for this star to completely cool. This is a timescale that makes the concept of a single day or a single year vanish into insignificance. By aligning your perspective with the star, you are stepping outside of time. There is no rush to wake, no rush to act, and no rush to be anywhere other than here. The white dwarf is a guardian of the eternal night, a reminder that the universe provides a place for everything to eventually find its rest. This is the relaxing cosmology of the end, where the final destination is a state of perfect thermal equilibrium. As the white dwarf radiates its heat, the surrounding nebula has long since drifted away, leaving the star in a pristine, dark cathedral. You are floating in this dark space, feeling the cool breath of the void against your skin. The light of the star is a soft gold or silver glow that does not pierce the dark, but rather illuminates it from within. This is the soft cosmic narration of a story that has reached its final page. Every sentence is a slow fade, every word a gentle closure. You can feel your own energy fading in sync with the star, moving from the active gold of the day to the passive violet of the dream world. Consider the stability of this remnant. Because it is no longer fusing atoms, it is no longer subject to the fluctuations of a living sun. It has achieved a state of absolute constancy. This is the emotion of the white dwarf, a gentle, dreamy stability that knows no change. In a world that is often chaotic and fast-paced, this celestial anchor provides a sense of profound security. You are moored to this point of light, safe in the knowledge that it will remain exactly as it is for eons to come. Let this security wash over you, allowing every muscle to go limp and every tension to dissolve into the deep blue. The story structure of our journey has brought us from the birth of the nebula to this final, quiet cooling. We have seen the fire, the alchemy, and the movement, And now we see the stillness. This is the sleep-inducing closure we have been seeking. The white dwarf is the final destination for the majority of stars in our galaxy, including our own sun. By resting here, you are connecting with the ultimate fate of the light. It is not a cold or lonely fate, but a state of communal peace, where the stars themselves join in the long, slow drift of the universe. As the light of the white dwarf grows fainter and more silver, the indigo sky becomes even more expansive. You are looking out into the aperture of the deep cosmos, where the light of a billion other ghosts is visible in the distance. But those lights are far away. Here, in your immediate vicinity, there is only the cooling ember and the dark. The avoidance of busy imagery ensures that your mind has nothing to latch onto, nothing to analyze. You are just a point of awareness in a field of violet shadows, sinking deeper and deeper into the surface beneath you. The soft, cosmic narration style ensures that every phrase is a lullaby, avoiding any sudden emphasis that might pull you back to the surface of reality. The voice is soft, stable, and warm, acting as a guide through the final layers of consciousness. As the white dwarf continues to cool, the colors of your visualization might shift toward the darker end of the spectrum, the deepest indigos, the most silent blacks, and the faintest hints of a dying gold. This is the visual representation of sleep, a gradual loss of definition that leads to total peace. We are moving now toward the final fade-out, where the white dwarf becomes a black dwarf, a star that is so cold it no longer emits any light at all. While this process takes longer than the current age of the universe, we can feel its direction. We are moving toward a place where the light and the dark are one and the same. This is the scene 4 of our structure, a slow descent into calmness, where even the memory of the light begins to dissolve. You are floating on the very edge of sleep, ready to cross the threshold into the dreamless night. The noise floor of the universe is all that remains. The hum of the star has merged with the hum of the void, creating a single, steady vibration that resonates in your chest. There is no more narration, no more concepts, and no more journey. There is only the drift. You are part of the white dwarf's rest, a permanent and perfect state of repose that covers the entire cosmos like a velvet blanket. As the final silver wisps of the star's light disappear, you are left in a state of absolute indigo tranquility. The journey is over. The rest is beginning. The universe is dark, quiet, and perfectly stable, and you are tucked safely within its heart. The final silver wisps of the white dwarf's light have now dissolved into the deep velvet indigo of the cosmic night. Our journey through the birth, the life, and the quiet cooling of the stars has reached its destination, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. The vast architecture of the galaxy is no longer something you are observing from a distance. It is a blanket of soft shadows and ancient peace that has tucked you in, shielding you from the noise and the light of the waking world. The low-volume cosmic hum, that steady negative 45 decibels vibration of the universe, is the only sound that remains a rhythmic, stable heartbeat that serves as a final lullaby for your spirit. As you drift on the edge of sleep, feel the weightlessness of your body once more. Every atom of stardust within you has settled into a state of perfect equilibrium, aligning your breath with the slow 0.7x natural pace of the infinite dark. There is no more need for thought, no more need for journeying. The universe has simplified its complexity into this single moment of total surrender. The colors of your awareness have faded from the warm golds of the stellar cores into the deepest, most restorative navy and black, a visual sanctuary where your dreams can finally take root. You are safe. You are held by the same gentle gravity that guides the planets and keeps the ancient ghosts of the stars in their places. The silence of the void is not empty. It is a full and nurturing presence that gives you permission to let go of the day, the year, and the self. As the final soft cosmic narration fades into the background, imagine yourself as a solitary point of light slowly dimming, passing from the world of form into the world of pure, dreamless rest. The stars have shared their story, and now they watch over you in silence. Let your consciousness expand one last time into the indigo dark, becoming as vast and as quiet as the space between the galaxies. The light years are now behind you, and the eternal dark is welcoming you home. Sleep now, drifting effortlessly into the infinite glow of your own dreams. The journey is complete. The rest is absolute. Good night, traveler of the stars.